Welcome back, everyone, for our finals at our RCQ.
Finals! Oh, it's RCQ, and that both these players are now qualified.
Yes,
So there's what are they playing for here?
they are playing for Joe. Tell us about what
Yes.
they're playing for.
Yes,
They're playing for the top 8 lanyard.
very coveted.
Very coveted. Mine, I was so excited to get it. It is unopened in my house. Still has the plastic wrap on it. I am concerned that if I open it, I will break it. So
Oh, there it is.
there it is.
I
In all of its beauty.
I was so mad. My RCQ that I won didn't have one. I didn't get a lanyard.
Oh my god.
I was like, but here we are. Look at it.
Did you get the Selfless Spirit foil that is also,
I did get that.
well, that's good.
And I
That is
told
like a
that.
$70 Selfless Spirit.
I was surprised to know that fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you have to consider that there's one for each RCQ, so there's probably, 500 or so max.
Not a lot floating around.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, I immediately got rid of mine.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm not the small white creature nor the foil guy, so
Yep.
I'm the foil guy. I'm the small white creature guy. I still got that thing the heck out of here.
it is gorgeous.
Yes.
I love the art though. It's very cool.
Find a commander player near you.
That wants Selfless Spirit, this is going to be a tough ask.
Really?
I don't know.
Do they play that in Commander?
I'm kind of like assuming, aren't there like a bunch of sweepers? I don't know. I don't play commander.
Yeah, I don't play Commander.
Okay.
I just figured they only
a bunch of
put them in cards.
posers.
Yeah.
I played exactly 2 games of Commander, so I'm more qualified to talk about it. And no, neither of the decks I played had Selfless Spirit.
Nice.
They did have sweepers.
I bought the coin flip commander deck, so I was allowed to complain for a year.
Oh,
Okay?
have you gotten it yet?
It is in my possession.
Oh.
It's really pretty.
It is very pretty.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we have Howard on mono white against Adam on Rakdos.
Adam is going to be on the play, being the higher seed. So, and it's generally a good matchup for Adam already. So we will see what happens here.
Yeah,
You can never count Howie out.
absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I think you can't count 2-1s out.
Oh, okay, sure.
2-1s for one. They'll get there sometimes.
That's
you know?
actually what I call.
Sometimes your
Oh,
opponent
they're
Howies.
Howies.
Ooh,
Nice.
Howies.
Like it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
From now on, forever at All Central Games.
Okay.
So I went outside and talked to Howie for a second, and he had much stronger opinions about California than I thought he would ever have. He was talking about everything on the other side of the San Andreas Fault just falling off the earth, and I'm just like, that's aggressive.
Everyone, I
Yeah.
would like to state for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
The oldest young man you've ever met.
Yes.
It looks like players are keeping their 7s. I don't believe we've had any mulligans here. We might still be in the deciding process, but I think that was an A-OK from Howie.
Howie looks ready to go, rearing to go. Never mind.
Oh.
It's back in a
Yeah,
second.
we're just liars. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. How he knew that it was not his turn
Yeah.
to decide, so he put his hand down.
Well, Adam definitely keeping.
Mm-hmm.
If not, he has broken some rule at this point.
We're taking the draw.
Or taking the This is not the matchup we discussed doing that.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty quick keep by Adam. Probably a couple removal spells in there, and with Howie on a multi-6.
It's probably the red-black hand of 3 spells, 3 lands. You can't mulligan that no matter what the spells are.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I think there are a couple 3-land 4-spell hands that I could think up that I would mulligan when I know that my opponent's on mono white and I'm on the play.
Okay.
Yeah. Like triple Thoughtseize hands.
Yeah, I don't know. You probably could still keep those.
What about quadruple 3-drop plus? Like Fable, and it's not a Bone Crusher.
Cam, you're on the play.
All right, well, that's a tap.
All right, let's see how he can start out here with basic planes into Dauntless Bodyguard. No names because that's not legal. You can't name anything with Dauntless Bodyguard.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Misery Shadow off of Full Text Swamp. This is one of those cards that probably goes away once we get to sideboard, just because it's so inefficient.
I guess
It just trades
yeah.
for a 1-drop.
So we were talking about the matchup before in the quarterfinals, and it was one of those ones that was on the cusp. Maybe you keep it in just because it's a grizzly bear, but
Here, easy trade, snap trade.
I think so.
I'm in. Yep. I wasn't gonna block if it didn't have a counter, but now it has a counter.
Yep.
I was gonna block it if it didn't have it, especially if the follow up was like Athalia or this or Luminarch Aspirin, I guess, which would have had a counter on it. So regardless of the 2-drop, I was on the block train, which is similar to the blockchain.
But a lot more efficient for the rest of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Chef at Dunes coming down for Howie.
we talked about this. Me and Joe talked about this before, but we all love Adam, of course. Adam's
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay.
That swamp.
Yeah.
I do not like that swamp. Do you like that swamp?
I don't like that you have opinions about Adam Swamp.
That's true.
Sure, it's not.
As I say, criticizing the full art basics from our last match.
All right,
Yeah.
we have a Brutal Cathar from Howie here. Presumably targeting the creature it can target.
That was a good call, Joe.
Yeah. I do know my stuff here. Let's hope that Adam has something like a Fatal Push in order to really wreck Howie's world.
Yeah.
Here. Yep.
Yup.
Yep. And here we see why
Swamp Lieutenant.
this matchup is so rough. Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
okay. Oh, and we're
Still
taking
no
3.
blocks. Okay.
Adam's better than all of us.
Interesting. I was easily on the block the 3/2 and make my guy a 4/4 plan.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
Yeah. I thought
And
we were
or
right.
Fatal Push the 3/2 and block the 2/2 and make it a 3/3.
Yes.
Either of those plays would have been more advantageous, but it might just not matter. Also,
Could not matter, and I don't know. I think Adam's just like, I'm gonna win the game with this Misery Shadow. This
Yeah.
Misery Shadow's gonna.
this Misery Shadow's getting in for damage.
Yup. He sees what Howie's doing, and he's like, bet.
Yeah,
That looks fun.
Yeah, that's true. We labeled them Mono White Aggro and Rakdos Midrange. Should we change it? Should we Rakdos Aggro? Because that seems to be what Adam's into here.
If Adam is Rakdos Aggro, what is Howie then?
Mono White Howies.
It is something to say about the red-black deck. It's a very aggressive mid-range deck.
It
Yes,
is. Yes.
Does not
For
lean
sure.
into a lot of value loops or chains or yeah.
Okay. Dauntless Bodyguard coming down, naming Dauntless Bodyguard. Not itself, of course. The other one.
Mm-hmm.
And no blocks from Adam. Expectedly. Looks like Howie has a Plains and
A Shepherd Dunes?
a Chef at Dune. So just lands in hand.
So yeah, 6 lands on the mulligan, not what Howie wants at all.
Exactly. With no play here, are we just going to see Adam attack with both creatures and then play some sort of follow-up? And we're going to race?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Think that's
Ooh,
a
only 1 pump? That means a shield red.
One pump off of the sulfur
Ooh.
springs. Is that what we saw?
Yep.
yeah, because
It's
it's
pump.
yeah,
Okay.
it's generic.
Sure.
Here comes shield red.
So we've got an attack for 6, putting Howie to 10, and then a shielded trigger, putting Howie to 8. And I believe that was land number 3 drawn for Howie.
Believe so.
So yeah, Howie sees the writing on the wall, sees that Adam is fine throwing away his removal spells, and moves on to game 2.
And that red-black deck is just the best cards in the format. Like it's just each turn that you could play the best card, you play the best card.
Yeah, I would say to that point, best individual card, not
Right.
no synergy. Just this is a
Yes.
this is a Fatal Push. This is a Thoughtseize. This is the best 3-mana card I could play out of these red and black colors. So
Yep.
So what kind of sideboarding are we going to see from Howie here?
Well, Howie loves this wedding announcement card. He believes that it fixes all of his matchups and that he's favored post-board against red-black.
Wedding Announcement is a very powerful card against the red. I will give him that.
But it's still very bold.
It's still a very bold comment to make.
Yes, yeah.
Are we going to see something like Declaration or Stone or Fateful Absence to deal with things like Shieldred?
Give it a solid maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I would lean towards probably not.
I think on the play, I think I lean no for sure.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely not going to see something like Portable Hole.
No,
But-
yeah. And I think from Adam's side, we had some copies of a Braids Extinction event that are likely going to come in here. Other than that, I don't remember him having a whole lot that he had access to for this matchup. And that's kind of due to this type of matchup is just good for red black. So they're only going to have 4 or 5 cards, maybe tops.
Yeah, but now the real question. Adam did win the game with Misery Shadow. Are you still porting the Misery Shadows out?
So when we
Well
said
done.
this before, it was with Jack, and Jack had a copy of Bankbuster. So I was from what Jack had. Jack could side out 2 Cruxa, 1 Misery Shadow, 1 Bankbuster, leave 1 Shadow in. I believe Adam is also on 2 Misery Shadow. So I think if Adam's still on the 2 Cruxa, 2 Misery Shadow split, then we'll see all of those 4 cards come out and see the Braids in the Extinction events.
Oh, Adam definitely has Renning Volleys as well, though.
Yes.
And the Meat Hook Massacre.
Yeah, we just actually got Adam's list, and there is 1 copy of the Meat Hook Massacre. Would love to see that come to fruition here.
So yeah, the Misery Shadows are for sure gone. Because we have a lot more cards here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think about Thoughtseize here? Actually,
Thoughtseize would get the boot. For
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to very often be trade 2 life for a 2/1.
Yep.
It could be that it's so important to deal with something like Wedding Invitation that it could be worth keeping it in.
That was the only thing I was considering. Is maybe that card is just so impactful. We have no other ways to deal with it. Maybe you keep some out of Thoughtseizes in.
Are we bringing in Soren?
I don't think so.
It makes a 2/3 lifelinker.
I think being on the draw and having Thalia in the other deck,
Sure.
you want to stay away from that.
That
And
makes
also
sense.
being a 4-mana card.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So for Adam, we're thinking 2 Abrades, 2 Extinction Events, 2 Renning Volley,
Yep.
and the Meat Hook Massacre.
Yep.
So that's probably the 4 Thoughtseizes, the 2 Misery Shadow, and
We have some Cruxas still here.
yeah, that's true. Maybe the 2 Croxa, the 2 Misery Shadow. No. I think we probably have to leave 1 Misery Shadow in with the way that this is built.
I think so.
I mean, it's possible he has some. I think Misery Shadow is probably better than a copy of Bankbuster or Invoke Despair.
Yep.
Agreed.
That card does gain you life, though.
It does gain you life with Shield Run play. Bankbuster, rather. Yeah.
Oh no, I meant Invoke Despair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Which would also
Deal
gain-
with Wedding Invitation.
Yep,
Yes.
wedding announcement and gain you life with Shieldred in play.
Yep.
Sure.
All of these things are true.
Also, yes, that's true. None of us are lying intentionally.
Mm.
I have to imagine that Adam is still heavily favored here, even with the young Howard Brosnan's belief that wedding announcement is just the bee's knees.
Yes.
Yeah, Howard's got some opinions. here.
Mostly about California.
Yeah.
The games that I see Howie winning today, there were lots of Mutavaults involved all the time. And Mutavault animating for 1 mana to become a 3/3 with the flipped announcement in play that's very efficient. and
For
powerful.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm surprised that a more mid-rangey version of the white deck hasn't shown up with main deck wedding announcement. That card has just been very powerful at various states in the format.
I agree.
And I think now with the green deck kind of sliding off, it's more of a tenable thing to do.
Mhm. Yeah, you can afford to play a slower game if there's less green around.
Especially if you expect red black to be the most played deck, which most RCQs, that's going to be the case.
Yep.
It looks like people are looking at their sevens. Howard does have to decide first now, and he's going to throw it back.
So double mod of 6 for young Howie.
Mhm.
Definitely not where you want to be in the roguelike
And
matchup. But
Adam is going to join him.
Well, while they're doing that, the wedding announcement idea that I saw was a new card from Brothers War, Evangel of Synthesis, the blue-black 2/1/3, 2/3. When it ETBs, you draw and discard, and then if you've drawn an extra card for your turn, it has 1/0 and Menace.
Okay.
That gives an extra density to the Esper Greasefang lists in the Pioneer format.
Okay.
And then where Wedding Announcement applies to that is that there are some times where you just want to board into being an Esper midrange deck.
Sure.
So you just have these extra attackers with the new card, Rafine's Informant, and then Rafine herself, kind of taking a page from Standards book, and then you board into Announcements, Watering Emperors, and Shieldrids, and just be an Esper midrange deck.
Okay.
So
I kind of, I like the
That's
sound of that a lot.
Yeah. I would want to do it the other way, where you play as a mid-range deck, and then your opponent boards out a bunch of their like cheap removal, and you're just like, here's my Greasefang.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
And then every time your opponent goes to sideboard, you fake like you're sideboarding again. Be perfect. I think both players are going to keep their sixes here, which is good. Good to see that we're going to actually get to see some magic, not just sideboarding and shuffling.
Eventually.
Adam deciding what the card is to go away. And Howie also deciding? Oh, Howie has gone to 5. What? No.
Whoa.
Oh, no. He is selecting.
Got it.
Okay. All right. One, that's not how this procedure works. It's not the order in which this should be done. But yeah, I think Howie is just selecting the one to get rid of. And we have basic planes into Hopeful Initiate.
Nice start. See what Adam has to match.
That is a Takanuma.
Yep.
And a pass. Presumably a fatal push in Howie's future.
Howie's hand not looking too stellar. I see a lieutenant, I think a bodyguard and a deck and stone and a land. So not the worst, but none of the high impact 3-mana spells.
I think Howie here debating between playing 2 1-mana spells and playing a lieutenant.
I actually think he only has one 1-mana spell in his hand. So he's debating between lieutenant and bodyguard here.
Okay, so he's cast the bodyguard. It is on the stack. And he's kind of asking Adam, do you want to fatal push this? Hopefully. Looks like the answer is no. And you are correct. It doesn't look like Howie has a second play. And Adam taking the opportunity to fatal push the body.
Now, like Adam taking care of the 2-1 instead of the 1-2.
Yes, makes a lot of sense.
Especially on both players on mulligans. There's a good chance Adam will be able to kill everything that's not Hopeful Initiate.
Exactly. So Adam shocking with Blood Crypt down to 17 and playing a Blood Tithe Harvester.
Yes. It's another reason for Adam's play too, is he just has a 3-2 to follow up the next turn to block it for free. But now we can't block for free. We got Palagus Lieutenant making it a 2-3.
I think if I'm Adam, I'm okay making this trade. I think you just want to, depending on what he's got going on, generally just want to trade off resources with the white deck.
I agree. Especially with both players on the mulligan.
Exactly.
I believe Howie picked up a Plains for turn, so not what he wanted to see. So only a deck and stone as cards with text in his hand.
Like you really don't want to just take the damage and then try to kill something and have it get Brave the Elements.
Yep. And even if it trades with the Brave the Elements there, I think that's fine on Adam's side. So
Adam just deciding to make that trade, presumably going to follow it up with one of the infinite 3-drops in this deck. Though maybe not.
I think I see a Trespasser.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trespasser, exiling the Dauntless Bodyguard, gaining Adam some life, draining Howie, And of course, it is day.
It is day. So Howie's really looking for a wedding announcement here. I think, to get
Yes.
back into this one.
Very much so.
Lines
It
of
looks like
planes.
planes number 5, the draw.
It's a lot of lines.
Declaration in Stone was brought in.
Yep.
Going to be pitching up planes.
That's a 3-for-1 because Adam's going to
Yeah.
get a clue and we're going to get him for 1.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Howie.
Yeah.
Adam has acquired a clue. Still has that blood token. I think that's land 4 in hand. Something like a Shieldred would really just kind of end the game on the spot here. That's
Okay.
Sokenzon,
Yep, Sokenzon, and then the
Misery Shadow.
Misery Shadow. Which is actually pretty good here.
Yes,
Works pretty well.
does indeed.
And then Adam, it's also a tough spot because I think that was a Brutal Cathar. Not
Thalia.
quite,
Thalia.
but
It's like a response of an Abrade.
Yeah.
It is exiled because of the Misery Shadow.
pretty relevant with
Yep.
Extraction Specialist.
Yes. Is Howie playing Extraction Specialist?
I think there's a couple in his main deck. Yes.
2.
2 in the main deck, yes.
I imagine that they are still in the deck.
And similar to game 1, Adam is just like, here's my Misery Shadow. It's going to hit you.
I believe that was a connection for 4.
Yep.
I'm interested to see what's in Adam's hand here. Only pumped twice. Has a clue left over.
Yeah, has a
but
clue. Maybe looking to sacrifice this blood token as well. Not really sure. Again, Howie's just kind of in the gutter here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Howie needs an announcement right now.
Like, oh, he is tapping 3, and
There it is.
it is. Oh, sorry, he is tapping 4 because he does have that value.
Yep.
All right. That is the sort of card that Howie would need to get back in here, but I fear it might just be too late.
I agree. I think Adam's in go mode.
Yep.
Once Adam starts attacking, his deck is really good at continuing to attack, and
You need to draw a lot of lands. That's a bad sign for Howie. We're not cracking the blood token. We like both the cards in our hand.
Can't tell what that card is in Adam's hand.
I
as
can't
well.
I think
either.
it's a power word kill, one of those promo ones.
I think you're right.
Adam is at 13 and Howie is at 15. So life totals are pretty close. Howie is technically ahead on the board, although now that's debatable.
I think I would have slammed with my shadow first there.
I think it's I think if the plan is to attack with Shadow, you probably want to threaten as much damage as possible. I think Adam has at least one land in hand. Although
I think the plan is to power word kill Thalia. I think that's what Adam's going for this turn.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
that's reasonable. And the position here is how he wants to attack to draw cards, but also wants the 1/1s.
Well, if Howie's going to draw a land, that's not a bad land. Castle Ardenvale.
Yep. And
It does look like Fatal Push was
Okay.
the Fatal Push taking out Thalia, exiling it, and how he's just going to go to end step and make a guy.
wouldn't draw a card unless he attacked with 3 creatures.
Correct.
That was definitely I believe, a Dreadbore drawn.
It's rather that or the Altar Blood Crypt, which I think it is because we're activating a blood token.
No,
That's a dread.
that's a
Oh, that is a
Dreadbore,
Dreadbore.
Yep.
Okay.
which means we like the other card more than we liked Dreadbore. Which
I think it's a power word kill, which is pretty much the same thing but instant speed.
is that
That's an Urborg.
Urborg?
Yep.
Ultimate Masters version, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a swing, or at least 5. Could be 8.
I'm not sure what the reason was to be activating the blood tokens in our main phase.
So I think the only thing I can figure is what Adam is thinking, that he wants some other threat to add to the board here. He doesn't really want to kill anything, but at the same time is very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of the action of doing combat first, and then
That is true.
Yeah, even if we want to put a thing in play, then we can start looking after combat.
Yeah, I was looking at it from the perspective of, do we even want to discard Dreadbore?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would think that that's a card that we would want to hold. Yeah.
You just assume that Adam wanted the information before knowing if he was going to.
Okay, I like that. So,
I think if I'm Howie, I think I would have tried to trade with Blood Harvester. Any removal spell is going to be rough for us regardless.
So I think the reason not there is the announcements about the flip. So you'll be able to trade
Yes.
1-for-1 the next.
That is true. I think that was a Mutavault run for Howie.
he can't attack to draw a card because he would die,
Well,
right?
he can make a guy with the Castle Ardenvale.
Sure, and block Misery Shadow and still
Yeah.
go to 4. Okay.
I don't think he wants to attack. I think he just wants
Okay.
an additional guy.
Yep.
I think it's fine to attack with 1, potentially 2 creatures this turn, because you do need to start dealing damage to Adam. I mean, we were joking about it, but this wedding announcement single-handedly put Howard back into the game.
Yes.
That's true.
If he didn't have it on that specific turn, the game was over 4 turns ago.
I think something that's key here too is the Misery Shadow has to be blocked next turn.
Mhm.
Yes. That's 5 pump. Howie is at 7.
I think Howie correctly sussed out that he can attack safely and then play this Mutavault, get a guy, and have 4 2/2 blockers next turn.
Mm-hmm.
That Castle Ardenvale was also a great draw.
Yes.
So, and maybe Adam will get punished for discarding that Dreadbore. All of a sudden, I'm kind of on Team Howard here.
I think it's still very close.
I think without something like Shieldred, Howard kind of has the long game. Just no matter what he draws, can always make a 2/2. 1 more land, and he can start attacking with the Mutavault as well.
And no play from Adam.
Yeah.
So I think Adam's just sitting a lot of spot removal,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah,
not good.
And
right now.
that's really bad in the face of Castle Ardenvale. So I really think Adam needs something like Shieldred or Fable into an Extinction Event to get out of this position.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're at the spot where anything Howard draws is a good draw. Which I don't know if you've ever been in that spot. It's a pretty good spot to be in.
Absolutely. I think it's also really tough on the event because those tokens are even and your creatures
Yes.
are even.
Yeah, that's true. Extinction Event doesn't even end the game on the spot here.
Right.
Well, what's Adam going to do if his hand is 3 removal spells? Is just are we killing 3 creatures now? Or that was a land, I believe. I think that was one of the full text lands that was drawn. I mean, it's also possible that Adam has an Extinction Event and just doesn't want to do that.
Yep.
Like I said, I think Howie's solidly ahead at this point. Now we're at the point where he can activate Ardenvale plus activate Mutavault. So even if there's some shenanigans, Howie's trying to figure out if he has lethal now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if I'm Howie, I gotta figure out what's in Adam's hand. right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. I think he correctly sussed out that he should wait at least 1 turn. But again, if we don't face something like Shieldred, it's going to be really tough, even if Adam has 2 or 3 removal spells.
Yeah, and I think if you're Adam, you might have to start firing them off soon, just in
Yes.
case you draw a shield red.
Mm-hmm. And just to be mana efficient, is that Sorin that he drew?
Can't get a good look.
I think it's an extended art extinction event.
Okay.
So that is also interesting here.
Mhm. I think there's a Fable in his hand too. Is that what? I can't. I can't tell. I do think that one of the cards in hand is a full text mount. Is the full text mountain? I feel like the card next to it is Fable of the Mirror Breaker. But if we drew that not this turn, I would imagine he would have played it last. Maybe he was just dead if he played it last turn, though.
Imagining he's really thinking about the extinction event here,
Yeah,
which I'm not sure what the right answer is.
I think it's forced.
I think it is too.
I think it's forced, and he's still in a really bad position after it happens.
Yep.
And if that's the case, then you just have to make some swings. Hope that Howie messes up somehow.
Yeah, maybe he activates Mutavault to get an extra.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that is the full text mountain.
Okay.
We do have confirmation that it is the full art extinction event. And I'm not gonna mess around, not gonna do some combat damage. Just gonna cast this card, presumably for even. I think this is the card that I've misclicked the hardest on Magic Online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really sad misclick.
Yeah,
that's
it's very bad.
Because usually that results in Plague Wind
Yes.
for yourself.
Mhm.
So very rough. Now Howie's going to activate Castle,
The 2/2 machine.
the 2/2 machine, exactly. Howie's probably going to fire up this Mutavault. Nope.
Oh, that's bad for Adam if we're not activating the Mutavault this turn.
Okay, we've got a
I guess we could be
Luminarch
making
Aspirant.
retapped.
So Luminarch Aspirant, trigger on the stack, or before moving to combat, got that is, I believe that is the promo power word kill,
Mhm.
and just an attack for 2 from Howie.
How are we favoring making us a guy over the Mutavault attack, which I agree with here.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. And again, oh,
Okay. That could play.
Yeah.
I guess that could play.
'Cause-
Gotcha's going to hit the bin, and we're going to get it right
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Howard's gonna be at 1.
Okay,
We
Yep.
just have to trigger that thing one more time.
that's
That is a good draw.
that's a wild card to still have in this matchup.
I don't think it's that wild. If you get into a lot of spots where you're just kind of like, I played a lot of Cruxa decks before, and it can be good against aggro if your plan's just to kill or stuff, and you really only need one card to close out the game, and that is Cruxa. And you can kind of trim more threats maybe based around that. But it
Obviously,
is,
it's going to be great here, but
yeah.
Howie needs to draw a non-land.
I believe that was a non-land.
Oh!
No!
Oh, that's man. Man, the hits are really coming this match.
Well, Adam has a lot of draws. Graveyard Trespassers, Stomp.
Sure, yeah, that's
Tons
true.
of-
Howard is at 1.
Tons of draws here.
Yeah, Howie is at 1. Notably, none of the lands that Adam has drawn this game are Den of the Bugbear or Hive of the Eye Tiger.
We'll have a clue to add more drama here.
Yeah.
I'm going to crack that clue. He doesn't have it right now. What do we got?
That was a Den of the Bugbear drawn.
Ugh. Shieldred even does it because you just pass.
Shielder does it. Yeah. Okay, Den of the Bugbear coming down. And Dreadbore on a
Dreadbore.
token, so we still die next turn.
Yep, because we make a dude and then animate Mutavault.
Yep.
Maybe Adam has another.
Yeah,
available spell?
maybe Adam has another spell. Howie always the quick one with the
Well, with the
mathematics.
Chefs at Dunes, we actually have it, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yes,
Ah,
that is very true. Howie figuring out if he can activate Mutavault and activate Chef at Dunes. I think he will see that line.
So Adam needs double push to live here. Oh, Howie's not going to activate it, looks like. Oh, nope. Here we go.
All right.
Game 3.
That was a
Wedding
good one.
announcement single-handedly wins the matchup for mono white versus red black.
You might be right. Like, we were looking at that.
It was also the land that got activated
Yes,
like 5
Correct.
times.
Yes, it was Castle Ardenville.
But
Or-
before that wedding announcement was drawn, it looked really grim for him.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
the Singleton Castle Ardenville. Sorry, there's 2 Castle Ardenvilles in Howie's list.
Wow, that was a good game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Mhm.
I don't think that discarding that Dreadbore from Adam really ended up mattering that
Mhm.
much, but it is interesting that Adam didn't want to go to combat each of those turns and sort of threatened to put Howie on a 2-turn clock.
Yep.
But again, Adam's going to be on the play here, so
Yep, the matchup's good.
yeah.
On his side.
I am a little surprised to see Croxa still in the deck.
Yeah.
Especially on the draw.
I think on the draw, yeah, I agree. But I could see maybe keeping one in because it can be very powerful, like it was there. If you play a
We
lot
also
of
saw
these
Mystery
games,
Shadow.
Yep. So
What are the cards that Adam boarded out?
Thoughtseize for sure.
Yeah. But
And
what?
then-
Graveyard Trespasser? Because we didn't see any of those.
No,
it's
we
just-
saw one.
We did?
Yeah,
Okay.
we saw one because it got
Which-
Declaration in stoned.
Yep, that
or
was this
or
game.
fate or fateful
That's right.
absence.
Yep.
One of the two. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm struggling to figure out what Adam sideboarded.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't board in the Abrades and just boarded in the extinction events
The volleys.
and the Redding volleys.
That's
I thought
possible.
we saw Braids. I thought we saw the one
It's
turn.
possible. We definitely haven't seen the Meat Hook Massacre. That would have that would have been
I
very
figure
nice.
that one's in the deck. It's to be right.
All right, it all comes down to this.
Yep. For all the marbles, for the lanyard.
Both players already excited. Well, somewhat excited to go to California.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So you said your lanyard's still in a box.
It is, yeah.
Gotta put that on my fridge, or something like that.
I want one of these. I'm not gonna lie.
I
think
do
I'd
too.
wear it a
I
lot.
was so bummed that I didn't
Yeah,
get one.
yeah. I think I'd wear it. I think I'd put my little name tag for my RC on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you folks were back here when I said that that's the only reason I played the finals of the event.
Yeah. It's worth it.
I only cared about qualifying for the RC, and then Berto had to come back here and tell me about the lanyard. And, all right,
Nice.
I guess I'm playing for the lanyard.
Us Magic players are very simple creatures, Just give us something, some sort of trinket.
Yeah, it didn't hurt
That's all
that
we
the Omnath promo was like $200.
That does not hurt.
That one didn't hurt, but
Yep.
but it was all about the lanyard. Don't
Mhm.
don't
Yeah.
let anyone tell you different.
Everything is for the lanyard today.
Yes.
I plan to play an RCQ tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna show up and ask them, "Is there a lanyard?"
And if not, you're gonna leave.
Yep, I think so.
I think that is
Wow.
the optimal play.
Yeah.
I mean, we can call them.
That's probably more efficient.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with mine instead.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Do we know if players are mulliganing or if
believe
we're
it's
still
still
in
shuffling now.
still in the shuffling phase?
I think so.
Howard is an elite shuffler.
Really takes his time.
Yeah, really takes his time.
The Ross Merriam
Mhm.
school of shuffle.
Yeah. Deliberate.
Yes.
I'm a please cut my deck as soon as humanly possible
Yes.
so we can play Magic.
I do 4 little ripples and I just put it in there and I'm very,
I'm a wait until my opponent presents their deck and then
Oh,
I present
no.
no, I put it right away just to let them know, hey, we're doing this quick.
Okay, it looks like both players have kept their 7. Adam starting on a Haunted Ridge. Extended art. Beautiful. Or borderless, sorry.
mine.
Not that they mean the exact same thing. And we have a
It's,
Plains into Hopeful Initiate. This has been Howie's way to victory.
Ooh, another ridge.
Another Haunted Ridge. And no play.
Likely a 2-lander here for Adam.
Yes.
Or just
Ooh.
lots of good spells.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to.
Eight
some big
Thalia.
pushes.
No pause to see if Fatal Push is happening.
Yeah.
And then sack for 1. Adam falling to 19.
Do not like Adam's body language here. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be rough. I think that is
a fatal
I think
push.
that is a fatal push, but yeah, that is an Adeline, and this is gonna be tough to come back from. Adam's going to respond to the Adeline by killing the Thalia. It's still going to get hit by 2 damage from the 1/1 coming off of Adeline. Adam really needs land 3 here and a way to kill this Adeline. I don't see a Rending Volley.
I believe we drew another push while having an.
Yes,
outside of
I
range.
think that is the situation.
None of those kill Adeline. Adelon.
Yeah, none of them kill Eidolon.
Yeah, Eidolon.
Wrong format.
Hmm.
I guess that card's legal in this one too.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wish it was playable.
As you can see from Adam's body language here, did not hit land 3 and is really just figuring out what the optimal lines of play here are to get out of this game alone.
I mean, based on that, I feel like Adam doesn't have a way to kill Adeline because we would have seen it to play around Brave the Elements. So maybe Adam has like an Abrade. It's like, whatever, if this Abrade gets.
It's also
Right, it's
possible
fine.
that Howie boards out some or all copies of Brave the Elements,
Yes.
since they're mostly going to be 1-for-1s and they don't stop the sweeper effects.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's fully common knowledge.
Looks like Dauntless Bodyguard's coming down.
And that's bad.
And yeah, no response from Adam means no Rending Volleys on the table. The Hopeful Initiate is going to train and get abraded.
Mhm.
Adam's going to take 6 damage down to 11. Yeah, I don't know if Adam has a way out of this. Is this a wedding announcement? No, it's an extraction specialist putting Thalia back into play. All right, Adam may actually have 0 outs here.
Yep.
That was a tapped land with a Hive of the Eye Tyrant off the top.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's the handshake.
Yep.
Howie Bronson is the champion. The Pioneer RCQ here on Owl Central Games. December
Coveted
10th.
coveted lanyard winner.
Yes.